Since 2015, it's been our pleasure entertaining you. From brass commentary, controversial interviews, and sexy cave crushes, we have given you our all. We've seen other shows come and watched them go. But Inside the Cave is still here. Inside the Cave. Thought-provoking ignorance. Guaranteed.
Thought-provoking ignorance with special guests and cave crush interviews. It's time to go inside the cave.
Sports update on Inside the Cave.
All right, we haven't did this in a long time. We are doing the Inside the Cave sports update. With said this is your first sports update that was supposed to start 8 weeks ago.
Yeah, we have to work the bugs out.
Yeah. Hey, I'll tell you what. I want to let everybody know. Sid told us something this week, and I want everybody to get ready. Sid has told us that the Golden State Warriors dynasty will continue to move on, but it will continue to move on eventually without Draymond Green, because the great rookie Jordan Bell, second-round pick Jordan Bell, will eventually replace Draymond Green. God. And the worst part is the guys in the cave, they let him get away with that. Nobody said anything. Now, if CB would have said something like that, something ludicrous like that, oh yeah, everybody would have had something to say. But this motherfucker said Jordan Bell. Hey, here's the thing. Hey, Roland, have you ever heard of Jordan Bell before?
Man, you can't use me as an example. I got so much shit going on.
Hey, Jordan Bell, Joe. Jordan Bell been getting burned. And he was, what's his name? He said he thought he was going to get picked by the Bulls.
First of all, he ain't been getting burned because he's been injured for about 3 months. Now, he just came back.
Before he got injured, he was getting playing time.
He was in and out the rotation. Yes.
Listen.
He also was in the D-League for a while, too. So
that's okay. So you act like just because the man, Terry Rozier, was in the D-League for a while, he can't look starting for the Celtics.
What proof do you have? You just said that Jordan Bell will replace the defensive player of the year, the guy who is leading the team in every category except points. You said that this kid is going to replace him. What proof do you have of saying that? Like, how can you make that claim?
Listen, within the next 2 years, and I'm going to tell you, because you seem to be in some big fantasy world where all four of these guys are going to play together for the rest of their life.
No, not for the rest of their life, but for the next couple of years, they will be.
Okay. First of all, they can't afford all four.
Yeah, they can.
No, they can't. And fill out their roster. I'm telling you now.
Klay Thompson already said he's taking less.
Okay.
Draymond will take less, too.
Listen.
Took less. Steph already took less to make this thing happen. So
Steph took like $230 million. How he take less?
I'm talking about originally. That's how they was able to get Kevin Durant in the first place.
No, he was still on that $11 million.
His first contract, after his rookie contract, he took a sucker contract because his
his ankle.
He took like he was a rotation player type contract. Last year, before he took this good contract, he's making $12 million a year. He took a sucker contract. That's why everybody takes less. So they
that wasn't Joe. First of all, you out here sounding too wild. Just listen. That's your problem. You talk more than you listen, and you don't be knowing shit. You basketball dog.
No more than you.
Okay. First of all four of them ain't gonna play together. Okay. They're gonna have to get better players at cheaper prices.
Okay.
The easiest and the quickest way to do it is, number one, to trade one of the four. They ain't trading Steph. They ain't trading KD. They're going to end up having to trade Klay or Draymond.
They ain't trading Klay. Klay has saved them too many times, and Draymond is the engine that keeps that thing.
But he also the engine that can hold them back. He the reason they didn't three-peat. Because he couldn't keep himself together.
Reason I'll say the NBA is the reason, but I don't know what you.
I ain't asked you what you said. That's the thing. Listen, he a liability emotionally. You mean to tell me in 2 years, Draymond didn't become Draymond to like year 3 or 4? You seem to think Draymond was a lottery pick.
No, Draymond didn't become.
He was developed. He was developed He was developed in Golden State, just like they're gonna develop.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Would Draymond even be any good on any other team other than Golden State?
No.
That's not Golden State problem. Who cares?
Another
GM don't think that. Oh. Somebody would trade for him.
No. Oh no! I wasn't saying so much that. I'm saying I'm agreeing with your point that they developed the next guy. He wasn't a lottery pick.
Why you want to agree with him? Why? Tell me, Roland. Why you want to agree with him? Tell me.
Because you stuck in the time machine.
No, that makes no sense to me. Why do you want to agree? As smart as you are, Roland, why do you want to agree with him?
Well, because the program. Because like if you take basketball and football, there's about 5 or 6 programs that can say they draft this well. Like for instance, the Steelers, you can't tell me that a top notch, they don't develop wide receivers because they can get 1,200 yards with us and then they'll go somewhere else and be a bust.
Okay.
We got Hall of Fame wide receivers. What does the Patriots do? Running back.
Okay, let's go back to Golden State Warriors. First of all, they have already lost. They lost Jerry West, number one, and they lost 2 other people who developed Draymond. So who's to say that they're going to be?
What Jerry West? How Jerry West developed Draymond? Did he go down there and practice with him?
No, Jerry West drafted him.
Okay, that's not developing. That's picking players, dude.
Okay, I'm saying, he drafted. He updrafted.
So you wrong already. He
already done changed his coaching staff 3 times. So
people lose coaches if you got a good team and want to come pick from you.
So the people that develop.
So you know personally who did, huh? Okay.
The people is gone, bro. You got a whole new coaching staff.
Listen, let the facts bear out that they drafted a 6'9" power forward just to have him. Just because no, you don't understand nothing.
I understand he's a good player, but you just said this man is going to replace one of the most important players on the team. Eventually, get the fuck out of the way. Where do you get that from? So
wait a minute. Good, bad, and different. Did Pete Myers replace Jordan? He took over in his position, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So,
but he didn't replace.
No. Just be quiet. So. Jordan Bell is going to make Draymond somewhat expendable.
Oh my God!
It's not gonna see what your problem is. You looking at Draymond now, and Jordan Bell now. Oh, he's a rookie. He's not gonna do this overnight. Draymond to become Draymond overnight. So you're not looking at the long game. You're not looking at the long game.
He's gonna fit in with that team the same way Draymond does.
In 2 years, yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, okay. Well, we'll see. This time in 2 years, we'll see.
What you holding on to is a stat line. So you mean to tell me Jordan Bell's going to have 7 assists a game? He don't need to have 7. He can have 5, and somebody else can pick up the other 2. So he's going to be able to grab 14 rebounds a game. You looking for exact? Will he be as good? Will he be as good?
That team, he guard every single position. Listen, Draymond guard every single position on the floor, and you telling me that this kid can do that?
But look at what you keep saying. This kid. In 2 or 3 years from now, you won't be saying this kid.
All right. I like Jordan Bell. He can dunk his ass off. I just don't see Draymond Green. I don't see that.
You didn't see Draymond Green before he became Draymond Green, so you can't tell me nothing.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, what else is going on?
We got Draymond Green.
We got the NBA Finals, man. We got the Cavs and the Warriors, Part 4. What you think about that, Sid?
I think the Warriors going to end up beating them. I just don't think the Cavs got the firepower. Cavs going to end up losing in 5 again.
5?
In 5.
Okay. I honestly think that the Cavs can get game 1 and maybe game 3.
You don't watch your damn mind.
I really believe that.
Why?
Well, first of all, I think they're gonna get game 1 just because everyone thinks that here's the main reason why I think this series is gonna be tighter than it should be. Because Steph Curry has never won finals MVP. And I remember I'm going back to when the Lakers was doing that, the last championship the Lakers had with Kobe and Shaq. And all the media kept saying this will be the year, Kobe will finally get his finals MVP because he was the finals. He should have been the MVP of the series between them and Sacramento and all that kind of stuff. So I think KD is not going to come out with the same firepower he should, as he might try to cater to Steph Curry, and that's going to end up losing them a couple games while they're trying to figure out who's going to win the final with MVP. That's my theory. That's actually somebody who's actually thought about it, not just throwing out.
But like you told me, what proof you got for this?
I just gave you the proof. The media's already saying
the media. The media said
that the Warriors are going to split.
Well, George Bell's going to replace Draymond because the media said it too.
No. I'm giving you the proof. I'm giving you proof.
That ain't no proof. You just said you think. You think ain't no proof. That's just the idea.
But at least I have something. I have something grounded behind it. You don't have nothing.
You got bullshit grounded behind it.
Not bullshit. They've already talked about it.
What you basing your whole theory off of is because Steph Curry never won Finals MVP.
Yeah, and they're talking about it. You think they ain't talking about it? Hey, bro, let me get this one right quick.
Okay.
We got this, and I think they'll come out, and I think Cleveland will get game 1 and probably game 3. Yep. Because one thing about it, when everybody's all in, this is all over with. Hey, I'm not even a LeBron guy, but it's hard to go against him, man. I just think that I think he'll get one game, and I think the team will get one game, and that'll be 2 games altogether. The 1 and 3. That's my prediction.
No, I think they're gonna go. It's gonna be a 4-1 series. I think Cleveland gonna get hot one game at home in Cleveland and hit a bunch of threes, and Golden State gonna go cold, and that'll be it. They Golden State to finish them off.
Where's LeBron playing at next year, Sid?
I really don't know. I've been thinking about this a lot, but I really, really, really don't know. I don't know.
I think he's going back to Cleveland, man. I think he just got. You talk about somebody deserves a payday. It's time for LeBron to get them Jordan numbers. I think it's time for LeBron to take like a big ass contract, and everybody talking about somebody get the super max and all that shit. It's time for him to get the super max. And all
he hasn't gotten the super max because it's by design.
Oh yeah.
He decided not to get the super max. Yeah. He intentionally keep doing 1-year deals.
Yeah, I think he's not going to do that no more. I think he's going to finally rape what's his name, Dan Gilbert. I think he's finally going to rape his ass.
Well, I don't think rape is an appropriate word. Yeah, come on now. Let's relax a little bit. But let me tell you this. I don't think he's going to LA. The team is not good. I think he'd look like the ultimate sucker if he went to Houston. And really, where else is there to go?
Yeah, but how can he even go to Houston? Everybody keeps saying, first of all, they got to re-sign Chris Paul and Capella.
I think Capella they can't do it all. They're gonna have to get rid of some people and get a little bit creative. I mean, it's gonna be tough.
But if you get rid of Capella, then you're not the same team.
But no, you ain't. But then they'll just get a veteran on the cheap and find somebody to replace him. You keep forgetting. Yes, it's gonna be hard to get for a person to necessarily do everything that Capella does. But if you bring somebody and you get 75%, that's good enough. And everybody else pitch in. As
great as LeBron James is, I can't see them getting rid of that full core for LeBron.
I don't either. But and he like to handle the ball. Chris Paul needs the ball and Harden. So I really don't see him really fitting in well with them.
Yeah, I don't either.
But what if you go to Boston?
If you don't go to Philly, man, you might stay away yet.
I think he's gonna stay at home, man.
LA.
I think he's gonna stay in the crib.
But why would he go to LA?
Retire.
But he got so many cribs in LA.
Why would he go to LA? Why wouldn't he go to LA? He on the back side of his playing years. Let's say he play another 6 years. His oldest son will be coming in the NBA, right? He did say he has in it that he wants to play in the NBA, play with his son.
Yeah, is his son good enough though? Marcus Jordan wanted to get to the NBA too.
No, well, this ain't. Yes, his son, LeBron's son, is good. But on the backside, he goes to LA. He gets tutelage under Magic Johnson. LeBron is gonna own an NBA team.
He want to win titles too, bro. I mean, why would you go over there and you don't have a good team? Only how I see him going to LA if at least Paul George is going there.
Said respectfully, they done built every championship team other than Miami. They done put people around him.
So he got to know that Paul George coming, and they got Brandon Ingram.
Hell, Kawhi Leonard might go.
They even had around Kawhi
Kawhi's
Leonard.
still out there.
Kawhi's still out there. Like,
But he's still under contract with the Spurs, so I mean,
Yeah, they got to trade for him, man. Spurs ain't trading him to LA.
Man,
I don't see LeBron leaving either, though.
I don't see him leaving, man.
He gotta leave, man. He's going to have to leave, man. His wife, his mom, his kids, they all saying West Coast. I'm saying LA. Lakers, Clippers. He
said he damn sure ain't going to the Clippers.
Yeah, he ain't going to no Clippers.
He going, but if they go to the Clippers, he going west. He's going west. That's where the money's at. That's where the sun shines at.
well, money's everywhere now. Come on, hey, this LeBron James. He been getting money in Cleveland.
But I'm talking about marketing wise.
But he transcended.
Right.
He LeBron James though. He don't need LA.
Only way I can see him going to the Lakers if he just want to live in both his houses, full time throughout the year. He got two nice ass cribs. Yeah, that's the only thing I heard. But he still had that nice ass crib in Cleveland.
He can do that shit when he retire.
That's
He's
true. Got more benefits going to LA than Houston or Boston or anything else. Movies.
He damn sure go to Boston.
All of that.
He already doing TV shows. I mean, he don't need to be in LA. He got TV shows. I'm not just talking about for him. He's setting up his entire family at this point. His entire family is going to be set up. And
they already set up.
Yeah, I think it's.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They already set up. Like
they're gonna. I'm gonna stand on my decision. He's going to LA, man.
I believe he'll go to LA, but he's got to know that Kawhi or Paul George is going there. He's not going there without somebody else, dude. It didn't make no sense.
Damn, Veli just sent something saying CP3 already recruiting LeBron to the Rockets.
Yeah, I seen that earlier today, but that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, he can't play under D'Antoni.
About Philly.
No. See, and that's another thing. They got to be the coach, and if he'll go to LA, but the coach would definitely have to change up. They're gonna definitely have to get rid of the coach.
Now, I do want to do this because y'all know how I am about LeBron. I just not. Basketball wise, I just I always been a Kobe guy, but I will say this, man. This dude here, what he's done for the game. I mean, the fact that he took somebody like Tyronn Lue and made him a championship coach, like just because, he could have made anybody a coach, but he took a brother and said, "I'm gonna make you a championship coach." Like I just got to give him credit, man. Like, people are really going to one day, we got to hire Tyronn Lue to be our coach. And, he's going to fail. But they're like, man, I don't understand. When you had LeBron, you're a genius. Yeah, he had LeBron. But just for the fact that he did, he set a lot of people up to be successful after him if they play their cards right. So I will give him credit for that. But here's my question I got to ask y'all. I asked this to a group on Facebook group I'm in. I want to know what y'all think. Is this, after Steph Curry, after the Warriors win, is this the Steph Curry era or is this the LeBron James era? Because we all know
that's a dumbass question.
Stop playing.
Hold on, let me we all know that the Jordan era was the 90s. Jordan had the era. Then there was the Kobe and Shaq era, right? Then there was then it was the LeBron era for a while.
Okay,
have we now moved into the Steph Curry era? The reason why they have changed. The man has changed the NBA. Period.
I tell you what, CB.
That's over 3-4 years.
As soon as they bust up that team, Steph Curry ain't gonna be the same because he ain't gonna have all them decoys. And right now, you put a body on him, them shots don't fall like they do when he got Durant, he got Clay out there.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is he has changed the game to where it's hard to even put a body on them. Everybody out there on the court now are shooters. If you look at the Houston Rockets now, that is the war. There are warriors like. Look at the Cleveland Cavaliers. They made a Warriors type team. That's when you changed the game. Like, remember that's how Harold Meyer got drafted, man. That's how Eric Dampier and all them people, motherfuckers got drafted because we were in the Shaq era. We got to. They drafted NBA players that shouldn't even been in the NBA just because they were big. Just so we got to have somebody to get into just to guard Shaq.
Hey Joe, you talking too much. Straight up, Joe. You gotta just stop going on and on, man. If you're gonna ask us a question, you gotta let us answer it.
Right.
0 to 100. There you go, Sid. 0 to 100.
I agree with you saying, but it's just like anything else. We're a trend right now. Just like anything else. When it was popular to wear, cross colors, everybody wanted to wear it. Didn't make it anything necessarily special. What you're doing is you dismissing one of the people who really ushered this type of basketball into the NBA, which is D'Antoni in the 2000s.
No, he wasn't.
But no, wait, I'm not finished.
Okay.
I'm not finished. Now, I give it to people like Don Nelson.
Right.
But they weren't shooting threes like that.
Right. Okay.
They was pushing the pace.
Right.
But he wasn't shooting threes like that.
But the reason why
Tony is the one who got people shooting threes like this.
Yeah, but Steph Curry and Steve Kerr is the one that was successful with it. D'Antoni has always failed at this.
Right. He was successful with it, but what's the name ain't nothing but Steve. The only thing that separates Steve Nash from Steph Kerr is the fact that Nash was more of a true point guard. He looked to set other people up. The reason people playing basketball,
Steph Curry and Steve Nash is Steph Curry is winning like this.
He winning like this. Yes, I give it to him. But the Suns was winning like that.
Steve Nash.
No, they weren't.
But
they always came up short, just like Houston did.
Did you let me finish? But they also came up short. And the one thing that killed them, and the one thing that I think is really killing the NBA now is that the pace. And there really are the era of dominant big men, I think, is gone for a while.
Who's the blame?
Because they train in big men to be shooters. Now, all it takes is one or two teams to reflip the program and win with a big man. And all this stuff is going to slowly start feeding back the other direction. It's just ebbs and flow. Basketball now is more like pickup basketball. Ain't nobody worried about no center, and when you go to the court, up the block, everybody out there shooting and pulling up.
And that's what I'm saying. Who changed that? Who changed that? Steph Curry changed that.
No, Steph Curry made it successful. They didn't change it though. They pushed it forward, but they didn't initiate this. You can't give them all the credit. You got to go back to the forefathers of it, who even opened the gate, which was D'Antoni when it comes to the three.
Yeah, when
in analytics,
D'Antoni's Phoenix Suns didn't have people playing the way the Phoenix didn't. The whole league didn't try to make teams to be like the Phoenix Suns.
And the only reason they didn't is because they didn't win a championship.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. This is a Steph Curry era because not only have they changed the game.
I mean, you can call it that era. I don't really care what era you call it. I mean, whoever wins championships is their era.
I know, but we know we had the Jordan era. But it's a difference between, like this one guy told me on the Facebook group. He said I think he thinks LeBron James would be like how Wilt Chamberlain was in the Celtics era. You know, it was the Boston Celtics in the 60s was the shit, but you had Wilt Chamberlain. And then he said that LeBron James would be like that. He was a shit. He was the most dominant player, but he played in the Golden State Warriors era. So that's what he said.
So you kind of saying like a player versus a team era.
Yeah, I mean, but
if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get that. But the reason why the Golden State Warriors are the Golden State Warriors is because of Steph Curry. When Steph Curry is shooting shots 10 feet behind the three-point line as a go-to move, now everyone's like, well, I wanted the shit. I'm going to do that. When you see people play, it's not even fun no more playing pickup basketball. All these kids, they come across half court and they shoot. I went to Timothy Krishna game. That's a set play now. They don't even do post move. None of that shit. Nothing in the post. All these kids are shooting threes.
What did Karl Anthony Towns do versus Houston? If anybody saw that series, how he had mismatch all. Basically, he played like shit the whole series. Yeah, he got a mismatch all game, and he's going out to the corner shooting threes.
Yep, scared. That's because of Steph Curry, though, man.
It's the analytics era. This ain't just the Golden State Warriors era. It's the analytics. If you want to call it the Steph Curry era,
and that actually comes from Houston.
It's all semantics. I mean, you call it whatever you want to. You can't just call it his era when the man been in the finals, LeBron, 8 straight years. But you can call it the Golden State Warriors era, or if you did on Steph Curry, that's fine too, because they've been in the finals 4 straight years.
Yeah,
but this is analytics. They whole idea is, why take 2 points when 3 points are worth more?
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Man, look at his pops.
You're gonna end up losing.
Hey, and when you got a pops who can shoot his ass off as a kid, and then you trying to play in the league, you gonna do what you got to do to learn how to shoot like that. He just perfected that shit.
If he would have got drafted by the Knicks, he wouldn't have been doing all that shit. You got to have the right coach to be able to trust you. Because even when he played with Mark Jackson, he wasn't doing all that shit.
He wasn't.
But he wasn't doing all this shit. Like, he put up 50 against the Knicks under Mark Jackson, but he wasn't shooting. He wasn't freelancing like this.
No, that's the game that opened him up too.
Yeah, but he wasn't freelancing until Steve Kerr got there, where Steve Kerr got this loose offense. Like, Popovich wouldn't have that man doing that shit. No way in the world.
No, you're right. Papa would have yanked his ass.
That's what I'm saying. This really is the Steph Curry era, man. And he had the right coach to let him, freelance and be like that. Because, man, with no other coach, the moment that motherfucker, this rookie come out here shooting that shit like that, man, they would have pulled the whistle, man. Get out of here. But then
how you lose this argument, man? You got him saying it's the Steph Curry era? That's some fucking retarded shit.
Okay, whose era is it then, Roland?
Who's the man that been to fucking 8-9 straight finals?
How many times did the Buffalo Bills go to the fucking Super Bowl in the 90s?
They went to 4, but they lost.
Okay, LeBron.
He got 3 rings, you dummy.
He
got 3 rings.
3 or 8?
He still got 3.
So what? Steph Curry about to have 3.
So
we ain't talking
CB,
about 3 or 4
years. So you saying LeBron has been dominating for 15 years, pretty much. On top of his game. Steph Curry just started getting noticed. What, 5 years? The past 5 years?
Yeah.
4 years.
You're taking 15 years over 5. You're taking 5 over 15 years.
I'm saying right now. I'm asking right now. This is the Steph Curry era. This is not the LeBron James era because LeBron. If you
you can say it's going into the Steph Curry era, but it's not.
Okay, can I give you another example before you say something? Right now, what is
you've been talking forever.
Hold on. Yeah, he has, man. That's not fair.
Prove my point. I'm about to prove.
Just gonna get you some Under Armour, CB.
I think I understand what you're saying.
Give you an example. Let me give you an example.
We don't need the example.
Number one,
you've been talking for a half an hour.
The number one.
He bring up a topic and then nobody else to say nothing.
Listen to me. The number one morning show is The Breakfast Club. Now, what are all these shows doing now? We got to get a funny guy like Charlemagne. Why? Because this is the Breakfast Club era.
No, come on, CB. How long is GCI?
Got to do what we talking about?
I'm saying LeBron James got his whole team.
Man, come on, man. That's
bad. Look, say.
Dog, in the show, dog. Just in the show, dog.
What I think CB's trying to say is that if this is the way he's trying to say it, like devout Kobe fans was not trying to release the era to LeBron. So LeBron's era overlapped the end of the Kobe era. So if you're talking about like that, if you're saying we're going into the Steph Curry era,
that's what I'm saying. Exactly. That's how I look at it. I can
now,
see
if you saying that, then it doesn't sound as fucking stupid.
Right. You could say we moving into a Steph era once LeBron retires, even though that's still shit 4, 5, 6 years from now. But you can't.
Yeah, but the thing is, if he win, then it'd be the same way like LeBron overlapping Kobe. Because really, I don't really foresee a situation. Y'all did a good job of breaking down all of where he could go and stuff. But you always, when you get older, you don't get greater. So it's like he's got to start declining at some point.
No, he's using steroids, so he's always going to be all right.
That's full of
all right,
shit.
now that was hate. All right, that was me saying Jordan Bell gonna replace Draymond. That's the equivalent of that. All right, that was hate.
That ain't hate. Because what I'm saying ain't coming from a hateful place.
Hey, so
I mean, real talk though. I mean,
it was just ludicrous.
I'm definitely with the rest of the fans out there. What Steph Curry has done with the shooting in this league has been phenomenal. But me personally, I don't necessarily see. I think we're going to have like the silent years in the Bible, from the Old Testament to the New Testament. I don't think it's going to be anybody's era because there's too many holes in Steph's game to really give him his own era. This shooting shit is fine and dandy, but he's a liability every fucking where else. So you can shoot real good. That's not what this NBA is about. You understand what I'm saying? Spud Webb was a shit for 5 minutes, nigga. I mean,
no, he wasn't. He just won a dunk contest.
But I'm just saying he was. That's what I'm saying. For 5 minutes, motherfucker was feeling Spud Webb.
So let me ask this. Let me say this. maybe what CB's trying to say, he's wording it wrong. Maybe this isn't the Steph Curry era per se. Maybe it's just the shooters era. Maybe he just saying that Steph Curry heavily influences today's game, but it doesn't necessarily make it his era. He's just more impactful, or just has more influence over the game than other players.
Could
things
LeBron
that CB shouldn't say?
Hey, they said, could LeBron James Heat beat this Warriors team, in your opinion?
Oh,
Well, what?
yeah, I think they could.
You think they could?
Every game will go 7. Yeah, I think they could.
Okay.
See, the thing is, just like with Houston, you live by the 3, you die by the 3. If Golden State off 2 or 3 games, that's it.
That's not true, because that's the thing what Durant brought to him is a mid-range game. So they still got that one guy that's going to consistently give them 2 points, even if that 3 ain't working. That's what Houston didn't have.
But that LeBron with the Heat, he was a different LeBron, Joe. That was a beast. That was a defensive dog all the way around.
But see,
And he knew he had help too.
Okay, but then why did the Spurs beat him then?
They beat him as a team. I just got to respect them as a team.
Exactly.
Yeah, Spurs was a better team.
And exactly. And do you know what the Golden State Warriors do when they play against LeBron? They like, you can have yours, bro. We ain't double teaming you.
But you talking about the Heat? We talking about the Heat?
Yes, and so he not gonna double team. So Ray Allen and Mike Miller and all of them can get their points. That's how the Heat won. Because
but they had Dwayne Wade and Bosh too. Like, you just discrediting people.
Exactly. But how did Bosh them get their open shots? Because dumbass teams would try to double and triple LeBron. Like, you gonna stop him?
Well, you can't. I don't think that's how they got him. But I won't let you. I'll let you have it.
The Spurs with Kawhi, they were like, nah. We know. First of all, we just not gonna let you shoot. We not gonna let you get inside. Now you can shoot all you want. That's what Kawhi does. Go ahead.
But see, you forgetting too. Most importantly, while we talking about all these threes, it's not even that. Golden State has a chemistry. They've been off a little bit, but they have a chemistry. They're gonna beat Cleveland with ball movement, swinging a ball and assist. It's not.
And with superior players, Cleveland got the horses.
Exactly. It's nothing to do with all these threes. It's ball movement, cut,
chemistry.
Go, pass, dunk, easy buckets. Cleveland defense is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Cleveland won 1 game last year in the finals with Love and with Kyrie.
Right.
I'm like Charles Barkley. They might lose in 3, and the series got to go to 4. And I'm a LeBron fan all day.
Jeff Green though, they saying Jeff Green is going to start off on KD.
Okay, well he gonna finish it though.
Man. Come on, man. Jeff Green been garbage. Now he had 1 good game in the series. Oh, they're gonna start Jeff Green. Jeff Green finna get his ass shitted on.
Okay, they're laughing right now.
Though? Rodney Hood. I mean, them some long.
Rodney Hood wasn't even on the court. Couldn't get on the court. What are you talking
That nigga
about?
didn't even want to get in the 7 minutes left.
Hey, seriously, we need to get off this whole sports subject. We got Cat ain't even talking, and we just been riding this dumbass pony for too long, man.
Well, let me ask you a question, Sad. If Cleveland is to pull it out, what do they have to do in order to win?
Shit, a lot of prayer, brother.
Man, he gonna need.
I'm gonna tell you what he needs.
I don't see them pulling it out.
It's gonna have to be some illegal activity. Said Steph gonna have to get hit by a car. I'm gonna tell you what don't have to happen, and it's gonna take a lot. They're gonna have to shoot really good from 3. J.R. Smith can't be shooting like garbage. Korver been playing really good, so I give him that. They're gonna need Kevin Love to stop being a baby. He gonna have to show up and play. He's so soft. They need to stick defense.
And
they stick
Golden
defense
State,
like they stuck Celtics.
Golden State gonna have to get cold. They gonna have to be cold from 3.
One thing that I did notice through, like I said, through the talking heads, it sounded like to me that the ISO ball from Kevin Durant, that seemed to mess them up. So is it possibly this chemistry thing that Belly was talking about could be so messed up, and KD being a different guy this year for some odd reason, could they sneak? Could they steal a game or 2?
I think they will.
Everybody keeps saying KD had a bad series. He averaged 30,
right?
And the first 2 games.
Wait,
I know it sounds crazy, don't it?
You can't just go by points. What was his shooting percentage? How many shots did it take?
His shooting percentage was the same as normal, But I mean, the thing is, the reason why he scored so much is because it took Steph a while to get into the groove, and that's why I was saying the good thing about the Warriors is he's almost like Shaq. They got that one guy you can just throw the ball to when the offense ain't running right and get your points. At least you know you can always
get 3 of those guys.
But why is it that Steve Kerr got to get this man a back rub on the bench and tell him Michael Jordan stories to get him motivated? I'm confused
to get him to
on
pass
that.
the ball. They trying to get him to trust the teammates, even though they weren't having a good series. That's all that was. It didn't work.
Okay,
but I mean,
they say their passing average was down real like 20% or something like that.
But you also got to remember this: Steve Kerr said that when the offense, Steph them couldn't get a shot. Steph couldn't get a shot to fall at all, so they went to KD. They went straight to KD. Like, give me points. We need some points to stay in the game. And he actually won them the first 3 games, like the game 1 and game 3. Before Steph got hot. Steph didn't get hot to the third quarter of game 3. The first 2 games, Steph wasn't doing nothing.
So Golden State in 5.
3.5.
Golden State.
Damn.
I'm saying Golden State in 6, y'all.
I'm gonna say 5.
So you giving them 2? You just said all that fly shit, but you giving Cleveland 2 games.
Yeah, I told you the reason why. Because I think Cleveland's gonna get game 1. Because just off of the team, and I think because Steph and KD gonna be trying to figure out who's Finals MVP, they're gonna lose a game on bullshit, and I think that's gonna be game 3. So I'm giving Golden State in 6. I mean Golden State in 6.
LeBron and the Pips barely beat Indiana and Boston. Now you're going to get some team with how many All-Stars and how many Hall of Famers.
Golden State Warriors beat themselves game 5 against Houston.
But my thing is, too, did Golden State beat Houston or did Houston beat themselves?
That's what
Houston, we could be talking about Houston right now as well.
No, but Warriors lost that game 5 by them. So they had a lead going into the fourth quarter, game 5. They was up by 12, and they just lost it, playing dumb.
Man, you got to admit, them motherfuckers is super lucky, man. You want to talk about the luckiest team in the last 5 years. They've gotten so many breaks.
Everybody keeps saying that they lucky, but at some point you just got to just shake their hand and be like, man, if it keeps happening year after year after year after year, man, that ain't luck, bro.
Well, they're good, but injury, that's luck, bro.
But
let's
talk about this, Roland.
First title, right?
What's that, big dog?
Actually, the first couple titles they got was based off injuries.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. If they don't have them injuries,
they got out of just because Houston got cold.
Okay, well, let's talk about this. This is what they talk about out there, that those guys are just smarter than everybody else. Do you notice that Golden State, Steve Kerr said it, I sometimes go 11 deep. I believe in giving my guys breaks. I give these guys breaks. KD plays the whole first quarter, then he sits out. Him and Steph, and during the season, they sit out to a 6-minute mark in the second quarter every game. Same thing in the third and fourth quarter.
But what point did you make?
Whereas D'Antoni plays the hell out of his players. D'Antoni, Tom Thibodeau, they run the same guys, same 7 guys.
If they don't have the kind of talent he got.
Look, Golden State,
that's a dim problem.
78 people in the game 7 and game 6.
That's a dim problem.
I can't believe about that in the regular season. When they come down to crunch time, you know the people who gonna get the plan.
That's why I'm saying them guys weren't worn out. The year that they was worn out, that's the year that they choked. Bogut got hurt.
Can we get off of this subject?
Andre Iguodala got hurt.
Yeah, we all know Golden State gonna win.
I'm just saying, hey, you got to give some props to the coaching man for not running their players down.
Yep.
All right, for the record, this is not Zed's sports show.
Right,
this
Roland.
Is fucking CB sports show. Motherfucker talk for 35 minutes straight.
That's not true.
That's very true. And it's already 9 o'clock, and I'm ready to get off this goddamn
man.
All right,
Thank you for listening to Inside the Cave. Get the latest Cave Crush and Inside the Cave gear at cavecrushshop.com. Thought-provoking ignorance with special guests and cave crushers. Inside the Cave. Inside the Cave.
Inside the Cave.
You did say you wanted to be in, right?